everyone, welcome to the Weight Loss Diaries. I'm Denise, your Saturday blogger, and it is Saturday, September 26, 2009. My weight this week, I dropped 0.4 pounds. I weighed in at 233.0 and last week I was 233.4, so that's a total loss of 27.8. I think my weight is slowing down, trying to probably catch up with the previous weeks where it was a little bit quicker weight loss. I also added weight training last week. I think I clocked in 48 points of activity points. I did a lot of exercise last week. So we'll see what happens next week, but I know I'm doing everything right and it will even out. I'm not worried about it. So I have faith in what I'm doing. So that brings me to the topic of the week, and the topic of the week talks about changing habits. What habits have we changed in the past 5 years, even though for me it's been more like the past 12 weeks or so. I think I started doing this hardcore the end of June. So I have 7 things that I pointed out. The first thing is that I would binge whenever I had a crisis, I was sad or had stress in my life, and now whenever something like that happens, I'll use Callie as an example, I will focus even harder on my program and use that to get through it rather than use the food to sort of pacify me and numb the feeling. I work through the feeling and I exercise if I have to exercise more to stay focused, and then I really pay attention to my plan and my program. I just use that as what I'm using to get through things instead of using food. I don't use it as an excuse and start binging. So I don't binge anymore. Eat out of sheer boredom. I used to eat out of sheer boredom. Now if I'm bored, I'll drop on the floor and I'll do some push-ups, some sit-ups, some floor work to keep myself busy. I try to get into projects. I'm starting to redecorate our bedroom, do chores, things that I neglect doing because I'm lazy. So if I'm bored and I have things to do, then I should be doing them. Do laundry, whatever it is that I'm putting off, I get up and I do it. If I don't have anything to do, then I'll go for a walk, I'll go for a bike ride. I find something to do. Going to the refrigerator is no longer allowed. It just isn't something that I let myself do. It's not even in my sights anymore. The third thing was measure my worth by my body weight. This is an old habit that I used to do often, and now I think because I've changed so many things about myself, the way that I work in my life, the way that I function in my life is so different that I just don't see myself as that same person anymore. Now I value the accomplishments that I've made, the achievements that I've done, the promises that I keep to myself. That is what I measure my worth on. I measure my self-worth on how much effort I put into myself and how well I'm doing in that realm. I no longer just look in the mirror and see a fat person and say, oh, you're worthless, you can't even control that. It just doesn't happen. It's not healthy and it's counterproductive. Why do that? And I'm learning that once you start to take care of yourself, you just naturally don't think of yourself in that way anymore. The fourth thing is to make excuses. I used to make excuses. I even looked for excuses. If something happened in the week, I'd be like, oh, I don't have to exercise this week because my heel hurts. I'm having a bum week with my arm or whatever. I don't have to do weights, or I'm having a really stressful week, so I'm going to eat. I'm going to have something to eat because, damn it, I just want something right now, just for now, and I'll get back on it later. Oh my God, how many times have I been through that scenario before? And now I look for opportunity to not make excuses. So when something comes up, like Callie passing away, having a lot of stress with some family issues at the moment, things like that, I look to that as an opportunity to conquer it without using it as an excuse. To do even more in my program. It's just not going to happen. I just don't make excuses anymore. It makes a big difference. I mean, if you try to apply that to your life, you might find the same thing. There aren't any excuses that are good enough. Unless I'm dead, I guess then it's okay to not exercise. The fifth thing is reverting to I've been heavy my whole life, I'm just going to gain it all back. Why even bother? This is pointless. That record used to play in my head all the time, and I've replaced that now with I control my destiny. I'm the person who dictates what happens with my life. Extenuating circumstances, things that happen that are out of my control, that doesn't control my reaction. My reaction, I can control to that. So playing that record over and over, you're just going to gain weight because this is so hard, you're just going to give in someday. I don't feel that way anymore. I'm walking the walk that I talk. Whatever. I'm doing it. So in that builds strength. Number 6 is give up when it gets tough or I get tired. And I would do that. I typically start out gung-ho, very motivated, really, really wanting to do this, and then it would get tough. And I'm lazy, so I didn't want to do it. And I would be tired, and so I'd want to eat because that always makes me feel better. But now I surround myself with amazing support. YouTube is absolutely incredible for that. Saturate myself with your videos. You guys help me so much more than you even know. Sometimes I will take tidbits of information that I get and put it in my week, and you don't even know that I've done that. You don't even know that you've touched my life, but you do. I mean, if you ever question whether or not you should be posting videos, you should. I rely on you. I am always there watching you. I need that, and I love it, and I thank you so much. And I remember deep down inside, I do this mental thing where I stop and I remember deep inside that I'm doing this for a very, very valuable reason. I am worth the effort that I'm putting into myself. I am not going to let myself say no to myself ever again. This is it. I'm not doing this again. This is it. This is my time. It's happening now. There's no excuse. No is not an answer anymore. So the final thing that I notice is that number 7 is, this is a big one, how I think about food. Food used to be my drug. Food was absolutely my drug. At the end of a day, I couldn't think about anything more than what I was going to eat and do in conjunction with it. Watch a movie, watch TV, popcorn, pizza, dessert, or whatever it was. Play my video games. I used to be an avid online role-playing game player, Final Fantasy, World of Warcraft, that kind of thing. And food was always revolved around that because that was a munchy thing to do during that. And the whole sensation of all of that I loved because it took me away from my reality. It put me into a whole other place. It pacified me. It soothed everything that I was afraid of, things that I didn't want to face or deal with. It was my drug. It was my way of checking out at the end of the day. My relationship with food was exactly that. Nothing more than a drug. So it didn't matter what it was made of. It didn't matter what it contained. It didn't matter how bad it was for me. I just didn't care. If it made me feel good, fine. That was all I cared about. Now I think about food in terms of nutrition. It's very, very important to me to get the nutrition in my body. I've spent years abusing my body, and now I really, really need it to heal. And so food is first and foremost medication to help me be stronger and healthier and get my life back. It matters so much to me. Okay, this is going to go over 10 minutes, so I got to go. Talk to y'all next week. Bye.